So here is somebody that is actually working on AI in India on the ground. Tell me,
जी
what's that one thing that after this podcast you would want everybody to remember?
I think it would be that AI should not be looked at as a threat.
Engineering, is there courses on prompt engineering or is it just built over time?
I think it's built over time, but also anybody who's a good designer, even a good philosopher, can be a good prompt engineer. It's actually a great thing. It's like computer भी तो सब जगह अब use हो ही रहा है ना.
It's kind of like your mobile phone, it's everywhere.
Yeah, but is it going to impact some jobs? Absolutely. Entry level jobs का shape change होगा, volume change होगा, and it is happening as we speak. So
Welcome to AI Basics, the podcast where we talk about the AI wave and what it means for our careers, our kids, and our future. Our guest on the show today is Sushant Gupta. He's the founder and chairman of SG Analytics. He is an IIT Delhi grad with an MBA from INSEAD. He started many companies, but SG Analytics is the one that has taken off the most. So here is somebody that is actually working on AI in India on the ground. I'm your host, Sukirti Gupta, and yes, I'm a total tiger mom. This episode is for every student who's asking, what should I learn? How do I future-proof my career? And where is all of this going? Sushant, hi, welcome to AI Basics. हम लोग पता है क्या शुरू करते हैं? We always start with the main point first. So tell me,
जी
what's that one thing that after this podcast you would want everybody to remember?
I think it would be that AI should not be looked at as a threat. There is obviously a massive change coming, but it is a massive opportunity. That would be the main thing. It is a massive opportunity, but it needs realignment of one's mindset, one's way of doing things, and one's way of planning their education and career.
Very good, because I think everything that you mentioned, Sushant, is what we're going to talk about in this podcast. कि कैसे ये
Okay.
change आ रहा है, हमें क्या करना चाहिए. Now,
जी
your company, and a little bit about that, because it has expertise in AI, technology, and advanced analytics. What does that actually mean? Because अभी तो hype हो गया है, but you've been doing this for a long time. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. My company spanned over 18 years. So, over 18 years, I would say some 10 years back, the entire approach was largely let's put people behind things to get things done. Finally, the objective is the same. It's always the same. You want a problem to be solved, or you want insights for doing better business decisions, or you want insights to apply in a certain situation. So problems have always remained the same throughout all times. It's just the way. Sometimes there's been no way to solve them, and sometimes the ways have changed. So the way where more humans were applied to search for data, to then clean data, then to sort data, and then to analyze data. Now there is a combined human capacity which has been fine-tuned over models and certain algorithms and hypotheses and all of that, which is available to you through all these AI models. A large part of your first part of your job is done.
Okay.
So you
We're
get a
already
good
starting here.
starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're starting here, and then after that still you need to obviously verify whether this is has been applied the correct way, whether the right data has been used, and does it apply to my situation. And that's where the new talent will have to be emerging, is to customize AI for the particular use. And that can only happen when you know how what context you are operating in.
So this is when you have said this, because I was reading your website and I think I read all
Hmm.
these words and I want you to explain them to me.
Hmm.
So you've said discover how AI, data, technology,
Hmm.
and contextualized research are driving AI-led transformation, real-world
That's right.
innovation, and lasting impact. But अब हमको
Yeah.
थोड़ा ये बताइए कि इसका क्या मतलब होता है? What is the difference between an AI-led transformation versus a regular transformation that we were doing before,
I think
which was
AI
still
mein you're
tech-led?
getting, it was still tech and human led, and it's still AI is like a tech, is like to come to think of it, AI is like an Excel. When Excel must have first come, which can process so much data in one shot, and Excel में जैसे अपने macros हैं,
हाँ.
that is उसको macro का macro is AI. So it's just a very well built macro, macro to the macro squared in a way. But still macro को बनाने के लिए और यूज करने के लिए you need to know the context. अगर तुम financial context में यूज कर रहे हो तो कैसे उसको यूज करना है, इंडस्ट्री कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कर रहे हो तो कैसे यूज करना है. द मेन जॉब इन एआई इज not just to have the tools are generic in nature.
Yes.
They can be applied in every industry, any situation, but to customize them you need to design the right prompts to get what you want from that tool, and you need to feed it, train it over a period of time कि ये जो आया result, this was correct, this was not correct. So that training requires contextual knowledge. अगर तुम्हें अपनी इंडस्ट्री के बारे में पता नहीं होगा कि तुम्हें किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में यूज करना है, तो तुम एआई यूज नहीं कर सकते.
So I heard two things. One you said is giving it the right prompts, right?
या
And काफी
या
लोग बात कर रहे हैं that what is this
हाँ
prompt and what is this now new field also that's emerging
हाँ हाँ, दैट्स
called
ट्रू.
prompt engineering. Second
जी
is
जी.
training the model, right?
या
So tell
या
us a little bit both about this because I think people are looking at it and saying, अच्छा, prompt engineering तो बड़ा simple है, questions अच्छी तरह से पूछ लो. But why is
हम्म.
prompt engineering such a hot buzzword these days?
Because it requires domain knowledge. So prompt engineering is not just programming. Like pehle, engineering is not equal to what was prior coding. कि एक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज अपन कॉलेज में सीख लिए कि कोपाल ऐसे लिखना है एंड वो ऐसे लिखना, हाँ दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ इट. But the other part is you need to have context and domain knowledge. Otherwise, what prompt you'll give will be not applicable to the solution that you're seeking. So that's why prompt engineering is so much a practice thing. It's not just a learning thing. It's a lot of practice also, and
And
it
is there
will be
any good,
driven.
oh, sorry, go ahead. Is
Yeah,
there any
sure,
good
sure.
way to learn prompt engineering? Is there courses on prompt engineering, or is it just built over time?
I think it's built over time, but also anybody who's a good designer, who is even a good philosopher, can be a good prompt engineer, right? Anybody who can think structurally and can think design. Prompt engineering is like designing. Um, Data science is like numbers, patterns, and storytelling with data. And computer science is basically fundamentals of software, which opens doors to software. But you might be a very good computer scientist and not a good prompt engineer. And you might be a very good prompt engineer and not a coder at all. So it's a thinking skill and a contextual skill. And you could be a computer science graduate and a great prompt engineer as well.
Now, what about training? You said you have to train this model. So, what are the
Yeah.
roles or the jobs, or is it just again, as you're feeding it more and more data, the models are getting trained?
No, it's not just about more data. It's about what do you want from the data, and is the model producing the right result for you? Is it thinking the right way, the way you want it to think? It's almost like imagine you just have another human with you who is a supercomputer, means whose brain is 10 times yours, or 100 times, or 1 million times yours, right? Can process things much faster, and and you can give it a set of data, and there's a model according to which it gives the results. So now when it gives a result, you have to tell it that no, this was not what I was thinking when I asked you the question. I was actually thinking this, and hence you need to think like that and give me the answer.
Mm.
And that's what model training, in my view, is all about. It requires patience, a lot of patience. And you also need to understand that it will reach a plateau after which you have to work on your own. So it will not be perfect. It's a great head start, but it is not a answer for everything. And it can give wrong results also consistently.
And how do you, because I mean, we've begun to trust it so blindly.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why you need to know what you're using it for, and need to know, uh, have the context and the domain knowledge to know whether it is a correct answer. Um, so, to some extent, you need to kind of like अभी भी on the computer simple Google search में write down, पहले अपन सर्च करते थे, अभी वो AI driven results आते हैं, but many of them are wrong, right? They're not all correct, but we've started trusting them as if this is
This is
it.
this is the
uh,
law.
this
That's
is
what
the
my
law.
daughter will tell me.
हाँ
Chat GPT ने
कि
तो ये बोला बाबा.
हाँ, तो वहां भी one has to be very careful that one is not trusting that also, because उसको जो डेटा दिया गया, जो मॉडल पे वो डेटा को प्रोसेस कर रहा है, वो उसने रिजल्ट दिया है. पहले अपन गूगल गूगल ये बोल रहा है, ये ट्रस्ट करते थे. अब गूगल नहीं, अब चैट जीपीटी ये बोल रहा है, वो ट्रस्ट कर रहा है. इट विल speed things up. It will give you a great head start, but it will not always take you to the end result. It's going to definitely but make things faster and make things, many things possible which were not possible before.
Now you are in a global space. You work with companies all around the world. आप कौन
हम्म.
सी इंडस्ट्रीज में देख रहे हैं कि ये एआई सबसे ज्यादा और सबसे फास्टेस्ट अडॉप्शन हो रहा है?
नहीं, सब जगह होगा ये मतलब एआई विल बी, लोग सोचते हैं सिर्फ टेक, बट टेक इज एवरीवेयर, राइट? हेल्थ केयर में होगा, डायग्नोस्टिक्स में होगा, फिनेंस में होगा, फिनेंस के अंदर फ्रॉड डिटेक्शन में होगा. जहां जहां सबसे ज्यादा रिपीटेबल पैटर्न्स होंगे ना, वहां सबसे ज्यादा फास्ट होगा. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में होगा, प्रिडिक्टिव मेंटेनेंस में बहुत जल्दी होगा यूज, रिटेल में होगा, पर्सनलाइजेशन में होगा, एग्रीकल्चर में होगा, क्रॉप मॉनिटरिंग में होगा.
So
तो मतलब
everywhere.
इट्स एक्चुअली अ ग्रेट थिंग. इट्स लाइक कंप्यूटर भी तो सब जगह अब यूज हो ही रहा है ना.
Yes. It's kind of like your mobile phone. It's everywhere.
Yeah, but is it going to impact some jobs? Absolutely. Entry level jobs का shape change होगा, volume change होगा, and it is happening as we speak. So किसी को भी सब कुछ नहीं पता.
हाँ.
मतलब बिल गेट से भी पूछा क्या ये का, तो वो भी जेनरिक आंसर दे सकता है. स्पेसिफिक कितने नंबर्स इम्पैक्ट होंगे, इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है, हाँ हो रहा है. कंप्यूटर साइंस ग्रेजुएट्स को जॉब मिलना मुश्किल हो रहा है, हो रहा है. एक्चुअल फैक्ट है, यूएस में भी, इंडिया में भी.
Hmm.
दे विल हैव टू रीशेप देमसेल्व्स, दे विल हैव टू बिकम मोर प्रोडक्टिव एंड इफेक्टिव रादर देन जस्ट कि मैंने कंप्यूटर साइंस कर लिया जॉब मिल जाएगा, जो
पहले तो यही
एक
होता
डिफॉल्ट
था
पैटर्न.
ना.
हाँ,
कोडिंग वाज द
डिफॉल्ट पैटर्न.
ड्रीम के बस डिग्री आ गई जॉब मिल गया.
हाँ, डिफॉल्ट पैटर्न्स सारे चेंज हो रहे हैं.
हम्म.
मगर न्यू इंडस्ट्रीज माइट इमर्ज, न्यू जॉब्स माइट इमर्ज. ये पहले प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियर का तो जॉब ही नहीं था ना. देयर बी अ होल टीम ऑफ प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियर्स एंड मॉडल ट्रेनर्स.
Wow, very nice. Now, Sushant, coming back to your company, how big is it and what are the type of roles that you specifically say, okay, are you have created in your company or are created?
I think the related to AI, what we are finding is there is a dearth of thinker in India. Particularly, thinking talent is less because हम अभी भी वो रोबोट की तरह थोड़ा थोड़ा चलते रहते हैं कि भैया ये. But I think it's changing, and the leaders and the big companies will have to play a role in, and the government to create more thinkers rather than just. So we have a lot of requirement for thinkers. You know, people who can work with AI rather than think that AI is a threat to them.
Hmm.
So we do have a lot of requirement for thinkers because almost every process that we do can be reshaped using AI.
But do you hire mostly people with a background in CS or in data science or in mathematics? How are you looking at fundamentally and saying, okay, here are the type of skill sets, that makes for a good person or a good hire for me?
Data sciences, yes. Computer science हम उतना नहीं हायर करते हैं. Data sciences काफी हायर करते हैं. And then we are now beginning to look at, you know, domain specific people who can learn a domain, who can learn finance, who can learn an industry, who have adaptability towards learning the industry rather than learning the tool only.
Ah.
And because these will become embedded into teams to make the processes faster. These people will be key to use AI.
Perfect. Now we're going to do some quick rapid fire. Just want to get your
Sure.
initial thoughts on this. Now, let's suppose somebody who has had no AI experience, can they actually get into a career in AI?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you think AI, you've already said, will replace entry level jobs? So, what will be the next entry level job?
डिपेंड्स ऑन द इंडस्ट्री, जहाँ भी फिजिकल वर्क है वो तो रिप्लेस नहीं करने वाला एआई।
तो बस,
तो
so
फिजिकल
is
वालों
that
की
the
काफी
new?
वैल्यू होने वाली है सडनली। यू नो, the plumbers and the artists and workers will have a lot of value. Anything which is physical in nature will not is not going anywhere. uh, so they'll have a lot of value. Sportsmen will have a lot of value
Yes.
because people want to be entertained by live human beings, not by robots. Artists, performers, singers, and they can use AI in a lot of way, but ultimately people like to listen to, engage with human beings. In companies like us, entry level jobs, probably the barrier to entry level jobs will reduce. Like you don't need to be a graduate computer science person to enter a company like ours anymore. I think if you've done something on your own, you could build an AI model on your own, and if you've demonstrated that, a powerful GitHub is more powerful than a degree.
Yes.
So I think it is going to promote and value thought process and adaptability, and co-creation. Co-creation is the word.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, a little bit of a different question. Are we producing too much AI talent right now in India or not enough? Because जैसे कह रहे हैं ना, इतने सारे कोडर्स निकल रहे हैं लेकिन किसी के पास जॉब नहीं आ रहा अभी.
हाँ, ये no, I think, I would say, it's in the government is making some efforts. I'm sure the big companies like TCS, Infosys are very much aware of what is going on in the world because they're connected to the world. But are we producing too much? No. I think we need to reorient our current talent quite quite significantly and fast. Um, and we cannot be like a क्या वो डक इन द सैंड और हेड इन द सैंड कि हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, फर्क पड़ेगा। एंड हमारे पास बहुत यूथ है विच नीड्स
Yes.
एम्प्लॉयमेंट, सो फर्क पड़ेगा। एंड द ओनली वे इज सारे ये कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर कंप्यूटर साइंस में ही नहीं एम्प्लॉय होने वाले हैं। वी नीड टू ब्रॉडन आवर इंडस्ट्रीज। सो इंडिया शुड लुक एट, अच्छा ठीक है हमारी आईटी इंडस्ट्री थोड़ी स्लो हो जाएगी शायद, yeah, in terms of numbers, not in terms of value. Value में बढ़ सकती है, but in terms
Hmm.
of number of people employed, शायद उतने नहीं एम्प्लॉय होंगे हर साल। मगर हम अपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री को कितना आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं, हम एग्रीकल्चर को कितना आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं, हम फार्मास्यूटिकल को कितना आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं, ये सोचना चाहिए इंडिया को एआई यूज करके। और काफी हमारे जो एंट्री लेवल लोग हैं वो इन इंडस्ट्रीज में फिर कंज्यूम मतलब एम्प्लॉय होंगे।
नहीं,
तो
अब ये
हमें
क्वेश्चन.
ये
ओ,
जो सॉरी
नो नो,
हमें
गो
ये
अहेड,
जो
गो अहेड.
हुआ है ना कि आईटी आईटी आईटी,
हाँ.
ये हुआ को इंडिया आगे अगर ग्रो करना है अगले 20 साल जीडीपी 6 to 8%, तो सिर्फ आईटी थोड़ी दे सकता है वो।
हाँ.
सारी इंडस्ट्रीज हैव टू कम इनटू प्ले, एंड दैट्स वेयर एआई इज अ मैसिव एडवांटेज फॉर इंडिया rather than a disadvantage.
Now, this question that all the students are asking, should I still learn to code or will I be writing code in English now? तो मतलब कोई लैंग्वेज सीखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है.
हाँ मतलब ये अब यही तो है हमारे प्रॉब्लम है हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के, दे आर ऑलवेज आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस रादर देन आंसरिंग क्वेश्चंस। उनको
That's
एक
why we have
एक
you.
उनको they are the future, so they have to see where they have to start thinking, they have to see क्या हो रहा है दुनिया में, they have to experiment themselves, they have to not depend only on a degree or on a college, but they have to depend on themselves and see how they can learn what is available. There's so much to learn from the net. मतलब कॉलेज जाने की जरूरत नहीं है if you're creative enough, but जाओ कॉलेज, उससे स्ट्रक्चर मिलता है, उससे कलीग्स मिलते हैं, नेटवर्किंग मिलते हैं, बेंचमार्किंग मिलती है, बहुत कुछ मिलता है कॉलेज से। मगर इस वजह से मत जाओ कि बस कॉलेज जाए किसी तरह डिग्री का ठप्पा मिले और एक जॉब मिले।
हाँ.
वो माइंडसेट चैलेंज होने वाला है।
अग्रीड. नाउ अब मैंने परप्लेक्सिटी से पूछा, मैंने कहा मैं तो ठीक है, मेरे तो इतने ही क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. व्हाट आर द मोस्ट आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस by students. So this is what it said. And because we're making a podcast on AI, using AI,
Yeah,
we will go
yeah,
through perplexities questions. And I
ठीक
think
है.
some of them were like, you will also say, Sachi, मैं perplexity नहीं है पूछा. What's the future scope of AI in India and globally? Just ये वाला. I thought it was very funny, but I said, ये number one question ask हो रहा है अभी.
Massive, massive scope. Massive scope. It will just keep expanding. It's already here and it is like a computer. It is just like a massive computer. It will just keep penetrating every industry.
What job roles and industries are open to AI professionals?
वो तो मैं जैसे आपको बताया जॉब रोल्स तो देर आर मेनी यू कैन बिकम अ मॉडल ट्रेनर यू कैन बिकम अ मॉडल क्रिएटर यू कैन बिकम prompt engineer and you still need to be a data scientist and an analyst because AI से जो भी आएगा वो आपको obviously यूज तो करना है ना एंड अल्टीमेटली तो आप कंपनी चला रहे हो ना कोई तो मतलब कुछ तो धंधा कर ही रहे हो ना सिर्फ एआई धंधा तो नहीं है
नहीं
एआई इज
जैसे
ओनली
नहीं बट इलॉन तो बोलता है भैया हम लोग सब जॉब्स ऑप्शनल होने वाले हैं बस हम लोग को कोई पेचेक दे देगा और घर पे बैठेंगे.
हाँ मतलब कई लोग बोल रहे हैं कि काफी जॉब्स चले जाएंगे एंड बहुत लोग अनएम्प्लॉयड रहेंगे मुझे नहीं मालूम मगर मुझे लगता है कि और इंडस्ट्रीज बहुत ग्रो कर सकती हैं.
Do I now this is the third most asked question. Do I need to know coding to build a career in AI?
नो 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 आई डोंट थिंक
Just
सो.
thinking, right?
हाँ थिंकिंग इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट कोडिंग इज एन एडवांटेज नोबडी शुड से कि नहीं कोडिंग एडवांटेज नहीं है कोडिंग से स्ट्रक्चर आता है लॉजिक आती है एंड विच हेल्प्स अ लॉट बट थिंकिंग इज इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट दोनों चीज हो तो बहुत अच्छा है बट अदरवाइज बिना कोडिंग के भी चलेगा.
What other skills really matter in this space? So we talked about problem solving, we've talked about
हम्म.
critical thinking, we've talked about
हम्म.
logic. What other skills really matter in this space?
You know, design skills, strategic skills, चॉइसेस लेनी होती हैं. सो स्ट्रैटेजिक स्किल्स बहुत रेयर है इस दुनिया में. डिसीजन मेकिंग स्किल्स, प्रोडक्ट क्रिएशन स्किल्स. नॉर्मली क्या है कि जस्ट आर्मी ऑफ वो आईटी इंजीनियर्स जस्ट गॉट एम्प्लॉयड एंड उनको पता भी नहीं कि ये प्रोडक्ट कहाँ बन रहा है कैसे बन रहा है जस्ट उनके पार्ट ऑफ द कोड. वो दुनिया अब खत्म होने वाली है.
So now if let's suppose if I'm 17 today and I want to
हम्म.
go into AI, should I
हम्म.
choose computer science, data science, or something else?
इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. आई थिंक कंप्यूटर साइंस अगर आपको फंडामेंटल चाहिए टुवर्ड्स सॉफ्टवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर फिर भी बिल्ड होगा. काफी कुछ एआई बिल्ड करेगा बाकी आप बिल्ड करोगे तो सॉफ्टवेयर तो बिल्ड होता ही रहेगा. क्योंकि एप्स तो बिल्ड होंगे बट काफी एप्स अब रेडीमेड भी बनेंगे एआई के थ्रू आप ही बना सकते हो. डेटा साइंसेस इफ यू लव नंबर्स पैटर्न्स स्टोरी टेलिंग. So if you love that, otherwise something else, my design is very useful. Psychology can be useful. Economics is very useful because ultimately तो पैसा का
ऐसा ही
सिलसिला.
बनाना है.
तो जिसको पैसा समझ में आता है वो उसके बहुत कुछ समझ में आ जाएगा. फिलोसफी कैन बी सिंपल वेरी यूजफुल. फ्यूचर थोड़ा इंटर डिसिप्लिनरी है एंड आप देखो वेस्ट में तो एक्चुअली इंटर डिसिप्लिनरी हमेशा ही रहा है.
हाँ,
इंडिया में ही बड़ा अपन
focused है.
प्रोग्राम्ड है कि हाँ बट वेस्ट में तो एक फिलोसफी डिग्री जाके वो फाइनेंस ज्वाइन कर लेता है फाइनेंशियल. आप देखो सारे सीनियर लोग यहाँ दे वर नॉट ऑल कंप्यूटर साइंस पीपल इन इंडस्ट्रीज एंड फाइनेंस में भी देखो तो मतलब उनके ग्रेजुएशन डिग्री साइकोलॉजी में है हिस्ट्री में है पॉलिटिक्स में है और वो फाइनेंस कर रहे हैं.
Now ये question हरदम आता है that in the West the mindset is very different. But
हम्म.
India में अभी वो wave आ रहा है कि that are people really hiring self-taught people or no
नो
people still want degrees?
आई थिंक आप इंटरव्यूज में पीपल लुक फॉर पीपल हु कैन थिंक. अब डिग्री वाली हायरिंग ये एक्चुअली द होल व्हाई पीपल हायर आईआईटियंस इज नॉट बिकॉज आईआईटियंस आर द स्मार्टेस्ट लॉट. Is IITians have confidence in being smart. That's it.
That's a
You
good
know,
one.
yeah, that's it. Because they cleared a JE exam at the age of 17 and they made a resolve at the age of 17 to apply for a JE and be counted and accountable in the family कि मैं JE दे रहा हूँ and यू नो जिसके अंदर प्रोबेबिलिटी इज सो लो,
Yes.
तो वो उनमें वो कॉन्फिडेंस रिजॉल्व 17 साल की उम्र से आ गया।
हाँ.
वो makes you hire an IITian. You don't hire an IITian because he's a great coder or he's a super intelligent person. There's so many super intelligent people. So that's the same way hiring will continue. Is like people, हाँ blindly हम IITian को इसलिए हायर करते हैं, मगर आप कहीं से भी हो, if you can demonstrate a track record of where you have confidently taken decisions and been accountable for it, and you're confident about yourself, and you can work when required for 18 hours a day, then you're very much hireable.
Very nice. But अब ये question, like you work globally and you've seen talent all across the world. Do you
Hmm.
feel that Indian talent in AI is now comparable, or what will it be required to be comparable?
अभी तो बहुत अर्ली स्टेजेस है, totally comparable, but Indians will have to embrace AI rather than see it as a threat. The for it to continue to be, अभी तो totally comparable है, डिस्पाइट, हाँ चाइना ने कुछ टूल्स मॉडल्स बना दिए हैं, यूएस की कंपनीज ने बना दिया, इंडिया भी बनाएगा, इवेंचुअली बनाएगा। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि नहीं बनाएंगे, यहाँ से भी बनेंगे, यहाँ के स्पेसिफिक नीड्स के लिए बनेंगे, विच इज वेरी गुड। आई डोंट सी राइट नाउ वी आर बिहाइंड इन एनी वे, but I think we need to not see AI as a threat. That is
Yeah, that's a
the main
big thing. But what also about, whenever a new technology comes, we always feel the West is way ahead and हमें उसको
thing. Mhm.
सीखना है तो हमें वहां जाना पड़ेगा. Is that still
हाँ,
true with AI, or
not
because
at
now
all,
everything is
not at all.
online, it is leveling?
Yeah, not at all, not at all, not at all. और वेस्ट में भी कौन ही कर रहा है, इंडियंस ही कर रहे होंगे वहां तो क्या है, मतलब वो वहां भी तो सारा काम जो पीछे काम तो इंडियंस ही कर रहे होंगे, एंड वेस्ट में भी टेक लीडर्स सारे इंडियंस ही हैं, तो सेम इंडियन यहाँ है। तो जस्ट माइंडसेट, वेस्ट में जाने के बाद माइंडसेट ओपन माइंडेड हो जाता है, फियरफुल नहीं रहता है। इंडिया में थोड़ा माइंडसेट हमारे को चेंज करना।
अब ये बताइए, you work with a lot of CEOs. What's the one question that they're asking you most often?
Most often they want productivity improvement using technology and AI. Everyone wants AI to be used,
So
and
there's
many of
no
them
more
have no
this
clue.
reluctance के adopt
And
करेंगे कि नहीं
nahi,
ये.
nahi. And many of them have no clue how much it can be used, where it can be used, how it can be used. They have no idea. But they've also just heard, everyone is like, AI यूज होना है, मेरे को कॉस्ट कम करना है, प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ानी है, तो वो बजवर्ड चल रहा है।
अच्छा, now let's have some fun right now. आपकी फेवरेट एआई टूल कौन सी है, और कौन सी आप यूज करते हैं जो किसी को नहीं बताते?
नहीं, मैं एक्चुअली मतलब आई यूज चैट जीपीटी, को पायलट, ऑल ऑफ दीज जेनरिक वंस, बट कंपनी में भी हम कुछ कुछ लेके वी आर मेकिंग सम मॉडल्स ऑफ आवर ओन व्हिच आर यूज्ड इन डिफरेंट situations. But my main role is to encourage the people to use AI, and to give them an AI foundry. मतलब हम companies में we are just making a kind of a portal where lots of generic AI tools are available for anybody to use. Now
Very
they can
nice.
take it and train it further and customize it for their particular use.
Now, a lot of us ask ChatGPT for career advice, life advice. Have you done any of these things?
No,
No. You're too
no.
sorted.
थोड़ा सा वो, I'm kind of, we've all seen different waves. We saw the internet wave, which came right in front of us. So mobile wave, which came in front of us. Computer wave also came in front of us. And AI probably looks like a combination of all these. It's a massive wave coming, and I think the younger folks and all of us will have to just orient ourselves towards using it better.
Now, is there an AI buzzword that you think, भैया फिर से, how can I just, avoid it?
I think it's not an answer for everything. That's the only thing I can say.
Is there
So
any tech movie or book or podcast that you think that, yes, everyone in this area or wants to be in this area should read?
No, this I don't know of. Or I can't recommend any which I have recently read.
And finally, this question, we have talked a lot. How do we really raise kids how to think? अब सब लोग बोल रहे हैं भैया thinking, 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 but हम
Hmm,
तो
hmm,
rote
hmm,
learners,
hmm,
rote learners,
hmm.
rote learners हैं.
But I think it's about parenting, isn't it? Um, and choosing the right schools, and but it all starts with parenting, because if everyone is parented in a certain way, then they will all ask more questions rather than just read the book, or read the instruction. They will ask more questions in classes, and hence the professors and teachers will have to answer better. If there's enough number of people asking questions, the teacher cannot escape that, right? If it's only one person in the class of 50, then that person gets singled out, and can be shot down by the by the teacher. But if there are 30 of them asking, then the environment will change, and that 30 of them will only ask if the environment at home has changed.
So let's focus there and think about how do we make great thinkers. So Shant, that was incredible. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us decode what AI actually means for students, parents, and professionals in India today. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sukriti. It was great to chat with you.
So whether you're 17 or 47, the question isn't will AI take my job? Is how can I use AI to grow, learn, and stay ahead? Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon with more no jargon, real talk conversations about navigating the future with AI. Until then, stay curious and don't forget how to think. Thank you.